see who's going to get off to a good start.
Yeah, jumping right into things, no wasting time. We have got the wonderful producer Alvin with us today, so we've got so much action to cover. Copenhagen Flames are looking at this team as a roster that are the next Danes to look at. Copenhagen Flames has always been that organization that has provided these Danes coming out. We were talking about Siphon a little bit earlier. You know, Stralis Talent had previously had him in the ranks. And we know the rest of these guys. You know, Nico Dawes has been a player everybody's been looking out for over the past year or so. So excited to see how this is going to play out. And for Fiend, quite the opposite. You've got this sort of legendary Bulgarian players, and they've got to show what they've got going on. Roy putting pressure on towards ramp, Dreamer dropping back, and in a control room. It is a pretty slow approach, tentative here from Copenhagen Flames.
Nade from Bubble will do a bit of damage, but this is a somewhat awkward position to be in. There's so many close angles here the Glocks could find themselves, and Red Star could get wrapped around right now. They're flanking it.
Oh, Red Star getting pushed from two sides. It was a perfect clearance going in towards Hell, and they made it work easily. Harn has been able to find Hooksy, though, so that's going to drop back into the 4v4 again. 50 seconds left. And Nikodos is trying to push down in towards B, and while Siphon gets the kill at Secret, that actually does open up a chance into this B-bomb site. Harn has to try and stop this Secret play, and he will do that. Siphon will eventually go down, and Harn's looking for more, but everybody from the Copenhagen Flame side is just hitting everything they need. The only player that hasn't got a kill so far is Hooksy, and it will be Roy that gets the double into the pistol. Copenhagen Flames off to a pretty good start.
Off to a really solid start there on the Danish squad. And this is their map pick. We talked about that earlier. And you can kind of see that they're just very comfortable there in a round that does get maybe slightly more confusing than you're used to. They know that they have the ability to understand what they need to do in that mid-round scenario. Yep. Because that probably doesn't go exactly as according to plan for them, but they're still able to quite quickly adapt, get into a good position. They still got to deal with this Force Spy, though.
Force Spy is never a nice round to play against. You're not too well built up, you haven't got the resources built up behind you. Even if you lose this round, you're going to be right back to the beginning again. So this is an incredibly important round at the beginning of the game, just to try and settle the economy. For Fiend, right now they're just sitting back passive. There's no one really forcing the issue, no one trying to take some of these early fights. Fiend are a team that have this explosive property to them. Can make these Deagles sing. Harn's just staying at the bottom of the stairs, waiting for the peek into him. Not the other way around. He takes a few steps back for a wider angle, and oh, I did get a chance onto Nico Does, but unable to take him down. So jumping out the control room window is the play for Harn as he repositions. Will be the T onslaught trying to come in towards B. Decon doors swung wide open, but Copenhagen Flames are so tentative right now, Hawker.
Oh, and Hooksy's just been caught out, thankfully elsewhere. Gabby able to get a kill up on the upper side of the map, but they still have most of their players focused on B, and they're not getting given the opportunities to gain ground. Finally, they find that frag, though, and that may be the trigger to go back up.
Yeah, this could work. And it's going to be the Deagles looking to mold them to pieces on the way into B, so you can understand why they want to go back up towards this A side right now. And Red Star at heaven, snappy kill out of the scout. And that's pulled it right back, but Siphon, unfortunately, for the Fiend side, has been able to get a kill with that Galil. Now 2 players remain for Fiend. Not the most amount of health to go around either in these 2 players. Nor a kit, nor utility, so really unlikely Fiend even get much more in this one. They're going to sit back and look for a couple of exits. Forcing rebuys is probably the best case scenario here. And it won't be too difficult because Copenhagen Flames are pretty low on health across 3 players. Looks like they will be able to exit that Mac 10 waiting for some money if they push into spawn. This could work for Harn, and he is going to get one. Any more than this is a lot of money, unfortunately for him. They double up, but I like the idea from Harn. And there's going to be some extra cash to the back pocket, but 2-0 here for the Copenhagen Flames.
And they've shown a solid ability so far to deal with conflict in a round and find a solution to it. And as I was saying earlier, they look very, very quick to have those adaptations. They look very quick to have that ability to switch things up. When they realize it's probably a stack on the B site, they quickly know that they can just fly up the vents and get to A safely. Definitely comes with the experience and the time that they have on this map. This has always been a map that Hooksy has liked as an IGL. do still have to deal with some saved weapons in this one, though. Zyphon, the man leading the charge, and he's not ready for that angle. Easy kill there for Bubble.
Yeah, and he's gonna burst Zyphon's bubble. A lot of damage done onto Roy. 61 HP. Remember the day we figured out Roy wasn't called Roj? That was something that day.
Good times, good times.
I thought, because I think the person that told us it was Tom Biz. And that, you know, you can never really trust anything Tom Biz says, so I was kind of questioning whether or not that was true, but it turns out it is. Oh, Bubble, here he goes again. The Deagle, not quite accurate enough onto Hooksy, so luckily, Hooksy does get away with that second kill. So Bubble traded out, still going to be the man advantage here for Copenhagen Flames, but they have lost 2 players, thanks to Bubble's Deagle. With 50 seconds in play, that bomb will start to go down in towards the lower side. No one there for the defensive side to wait around and figure out where they're going, so it should be Copenhagen Flames locking themselves in this round. But Fiend have been a little bit of a nuisance over the last few rounds, haven't they? Just getting those kills, getting a couple here and there, that's been able to keep that economy somewhat modest for Copenhagen Flames.
Yeah, they're proving they're going to be hanging on in there, even with these weaker weapons. And as you said earlier, this is a team with quite a few explosive players on it. I mean, the fact that Victor is their 4th highest rated player is kind of incredible to me, because he is someone who can definitely just win a round by himself. A lot of the other players have that quality to them too. It's actually one of the newer names in Han, the AWPer of the team, who's been their highest rated player in the last 3 months. So definitely excited to see what he can do. But in that qualifier, it really was the veterans who got them to this point. Players like Victor and Bubble, Dreamer, all 3 of those played really well in the qualifier to get them to this point where they beat LDLC to book their spot at this event. Both these teams actually had to make it through the qualifiers. Both these teams did so pretty comfortably in the first qualifier for Fiend and the second qualifier for Copenhagen Flames. And that's not easy to do.
I think anywhere in Europe, qualifiers are some of the most difficult events, aren't they? You just have all these teams coming through, and if you can get deep in a qualifier, then it's actually a pretty big result for you. Unfortunately, you don't really get anything for that result. You got to get through even more tough opposition once you get into the closed qualifiers, and at this point, we're looking for the last RMR of the year. Everybody is looking to go to this tournament. We were talking a little bit earlier on, Hawk, about how much this RMR really accounts for those RMR points heading into the major. This is really essentially the one qualifier that makes the big difference. Everything's going to be decided by this, so looking forward to seeing that. But here we are into the first gun round of the game. Harn trying to get aggressive towards outside. He's not trying to get aggressive, he has been aggressive, and luckily gets away with his life there. I don't know how nobody dies in that exchange.
Yeah, Red Star was just trying to cover him with the AWP. I'm slightly surprised. I guess Red Star is going to be AWPing here on Nuke, and Han will probably do it for a lot of the other maps, because he is normally the AWPer of the squad, but Red Star seems to be their sniper of choice on Nuke, and that was the same last time these teams played in a series. He did most of the AWPing on this map. Now, for Copenhagen Flames, they normally like to run these yard smokes, and they have a lot of different executes, a lot of different outcomes as to what they can do with these smokes. They run these smokes in a lot of rounds and run different plays from them, and this time, they're looking to wrap this ace dive.
Wrapping around, and Roy, he's found all the important kills. Bubble and Victor both down so quickly. And Roy's inside of the smoke towards main. He's got to lurk on the other side of it. And another headshot for Roy. Is he going to fight the AWP as well? He is. Big balls and maybe stupidity. We'll see if Roy can come out on top of the AWP itself. Roy is looking to kill everybody. He gets the 4K. Finally traded out by Dreamer, but the round's already done. The AWP has to be saved. That's the only option. It's the only slight, minuscule win that Dreamer can bring out of this round for Fiend. And he's holding for Zyphon. He's holding for the pick. He's been able to pick it up. Now just looking to white knuckle grip this sniper. He's had 3 kills so far in this round, but he's finally put out of his misery. Yabby with a 4th round on the board. Almost felt like it was about to go into the Flintstones right there. Yabba yabba doo.
Yeah, they got some good names. I like them. A couple of letters you normally just never see. Like, you've got the X in Hooksy, you've got the Z in Zyphon, the J in Yabby. They got some rare letters in there, Dinko. I don't know what that means, but they got them.
Let's do a video on it, Hawker. Let's do a video on it.
I mean, if there was a team of players starting with Z, Zyphon's definitely making the team, right? Like, who else is there? There's got to be no one else.
True. Simple. Zaiwu, obviously.
Yeah, of course. And then not much else.
Device.
It's Device.
Yep.
Wow. Oh, careful, Dreamer. Smoke down. Doesn't actually cover the angle, but he'll be fine. Really promising start to this game for Copenhagen Flames, though, especially because they've actually struggled in this matchup against Fiend in the recent months when they've played them, and I think a big part of that has been Roy struggling to frag, even though he's meant to be their standout player. So seeing him show up early is great. Here comes this play, though. Quick trades into A.
And Bolt, oh, he's ready with an Eagle. He's found himself one, and now the AK picked up, but Roy is just so on it today. Another one from Roy. Dreamer down and out, and through the smoke, Nuke takes down Harn. This is just easy for the Copenhagen Flames right now. There's absolutely no resistance being met at all. Everybody's had their moments, but Roy, over the last few rounds, has just been unstoppable.
And we saw earlier how the outside smokes were kind of set up really to allow Roy to make that play in towards main, in towards the wrap on the A side. So if they have more plays like that that are set up to allow Roy some early round success, which is oftentimes what he wants to do, he likes to be quite an aggressive player, then Copenhagen Flames could be in for a really good half here. And I wouldn't be surprised now if they go back to those yard smokes again and show us one of the variations where they could go down secret or they could wrap all the way around yard. They've just got a lot of options to work with off the back of those smokes. And it is those same smokes again.
Nico does. He finds himself a headshot. Red Star down and out straight away at the beginning of the round for Copenhagen Flames, and they're looking for a reply. They realize now, Fiend, they're going to have to go for a bit of a risk play. They've got to find a way to pull this back. And Bubble, he's tracking Hoopsie so well. The awareness right now, but oh, the reactions, they let him down. He should have had that kill all day long, but unfortunately not quick enough on the trigger. And under a minute left in play now for Copenhagen Flames, and they've already got a 3-man advantage. They've got so much utility, and surely now, because of that, they've got the round.
And like we were saying earlier, normally one of the big benefits of this Fiend squad is the fact that they can just frag out across the board. They have a bunch of skilled players across this squad, and having a slow start individually means that one of their huge win conditions is taken away from them. Like you said, Bubble's just got to be getting that kill. He was ready for the player wrapping round in the garage. But this is exactly why Copenhagen Flames like to set up with that same set of smokes, because in the last round, they use it to push into main. In this round, they use it to push into garage. And there are a lot of options that are hard to deal with.
There has been such a difficult start to stomach, but Harn, at least going to find Xiphon. And that's 6-0 right now for the Copenhagen Flames. But it's such a difficult start to stomach from the CT's perspective, because you do not want to go down this many rounds against the T side already. Now, this is a good half for Copenhagen Flames. If they're to lose every single round remaining, this will still be a good half going into the second. They've posted 6 already. For Fiend, it's going to be another scenario where if they want to have somewhat of a close half here, they've got to do almost the impossible of having a flawless half coming out on the CT side from this point onwards. And we've not really seen too many signs that that is going to start to come through. So Copenhagen Flames in a very good spot right now. It doesn't really show any signs of stopping because the approach from Copenhagen Flames has just been very simple. I don't think they're doing anything crazy right now, Hawker. They're just going for very simple rounds, very simple splits, straight out of spawn, and they're getting all the kills. And that's all that it takes sometimes.
Yeah, they definitely haven't been made to adapt too much in these recent rounds. In the earlier rounds, there was maybe some slight scares at times when they felt as though they might run into a stack. But there hasn't been much aggression from Fiend to throw them off their game. And more importantly, like you said, Copenhagen Flames are just winning so many of the early fights. And when you do that towards yard, you're just going to gain a lot of ground and you're going to make the CTs very concerned. And as you pointed out, 6 rounds on T-side Nuke so early is a very strong start for this Danish squad. And if you look at the last time these teams played, a couple of weeks ago, Copenhagen Flames won their T side 8-7, and they went on to win the game 16-10. So we're already getting close to the amount of T rounds they got in that previous matchup, and they turned that into a pretty convincing win. So you can see why Fiend would maybe want to take the timeout ahead of this round. It is actually a technical timeout, though, because Bubble spilled his water. So never mind, Dinko. I'm completely wrong.
I wonder if it has any correlation to the fact that he may have just had one of the most horrible situations play out where you're like fully tracking a guy, you got all the game sense, and then you just your reactions just let you down. I wonder if it has anything to do with that. You know,
I mean, maybe he spilled his water in that moment. Maybe he had his water right next to his mouse for some reason.
Yeah, maybe that's the positive way of looking at it. Maybe I'm looking at the negative. You're looking at the positive here, Hawker. You know, he smashes the table, in my opinion. Water goes everywhere. In your opinion, water went everywhere and he whiffed. And that was it. Just the timing. Unlucky.
It was just because of the water that he whiffed. Must have been.
Yeah, the water was on the table. That's the problem.
I do like that Fiend seem to be taking a half buy here. Because I feel like they could really do with getting that AWP on yard just to stop some of these early plays at some point.
Yeah, it would be cool to see that come through straight away here. I think at this point, Fiend need to get control of that economy. They need to get control of this game at a certain point. Otherwise, this is about to be a real just difficult affair from round 7 onwards, because they really are just going to be fighting an uphill battle even if they get into the second half after a small recovery here. So a lot of work to be done for Fiend. We'll see what they do with this low buy. Good nade damage actually towards outside. Hooksy has taken significant damage.
Wow, Roy's all the way up ramp already. He's just got the early kill in this position. I didn't expect Copenhagen Flames to just be taking fights like that, but Red Star fighting back with the scout. A couple of great shots, and with Victor chiming in, Fiend looked like they could be set for their first round.
Yeah, finally Fiend getting onto the board with a chance here at this point. It's coming the most unlikely of rounds, right? This is the low buy situation coming out for them. A little bit of a half buy. And now they're making it work. Fiend just have a couple more kills to find, but issue is for Copenhagen Flames, that bomb is dropped in behind enemy lines right now. If they want to go get that bomb, they've got to go outside. They've got to figure out how to remove these opponents from this position. It's not going to be easy, and at least they have some time to do it. Bubble holding towards T-spawn with the AWP. It'll be an easy kill for him on the Xiphon, and I think it's fair to say this one is finally the first on the board for Fiend.
Almost certainly at this point.
Roy has been nuts though, so let's see if he can get a little bit of life left in him. He's got the Furious stickers. Will he go for the Castrato play and jump down from Silo? Well, he's going to find himself one. Oh my god, I seen a way in which he won that for a second, but luckily Victor is quick on the reactions. He looks back up to Silo, and the first round on the board for Fiend.
And it is off the back of the sniper, just not the sniper I was anticipating. The scout gets 2 headshots on yard. I feel as though that was a round where Copenhagen Flames weren't ready for quite as many guns, though, because they didn't use their nades in the same way. They really just tried to force the fights. I would expect the Danes to go back to that utility-heavy style now, so we'll see if the AWP still gets the same options as the yard smokes are at the ready again.
And the charge down to Secret. Roy's actually made it there quite unscathed. Then what? What has Roy just done to them? Harn and Bubble both down so quickly. Roy is annoyed about losing one round. He wanted the flawless clean sheet, but he snapped back straight away into the next one. It's not down and out though for Fiend just yet. You know, they have been able to get at least one in this round, so it's still the 4 versus 3. It's still within touching distance to pull this round into a favorable situation, or at least an even one. Dreamer's gone on a little bit of a push through the ramp. He's got quite a bit of control. He's also got his teammate in beside him, Red Star. The Copenhagen Flames are down on that lower side, locking in the bomb plant.
And maybe locking in the round with it, because Fiend are so far away. They took the gamble on pushing towards lobby and trying to get a kill there, but Copenhagen Flames didn't leave anyone on the upper side of the map. Dreamer, I thought might get a parting gift, but turns out the gift is a bullet to his head. Not a gift that I would like to receive personally.
Yeah, please don't. Victor starting to fall back. Yabby will get picked off. So Fiend will at least have some sort of gift on the way back. There's a football team called Red Star, right?
I think so. I think Belgrade.
Belgrade, Red Star?
Belgrade,
Yeah.
maybe. I'm not really sure.
Let me type it in. Red Star
Oh,
football team.
now you're checking live, and I could just be completely wrong.
Red
Fiend
Star,
have called a tactical timeout. They want to know too.
yeah, it's just called Red Star FC, apparently.
Oh, well,
yeah,
I'm just
but it is
completely
Belgrade. Yeah, you're correct.
wrong. Oh, yes. Yes.
I knew it had to be Belgrade because I remember, obviously, every time there's like a qualifier for the Europa League or Champions League or something, that they're just crazy loud. They're just super loud. Really cool atmosphere. It's aggressive, but it's cool.
That's always fun when you get those European clubs where you can tell they're like, this is the biggest game probably we'll ever play. I mean, it was kind of like that the other day with Young Boys against Manchester United. That atmosphere was kind of crazy, and they actually got the win. That was cool to see.
Yeah, that's huge. Big fantasy in Lingard, come on. Anyway, right back into the action. 7-1 on the board now. Copenhagen Flames are getting right back into this. And the worrying thing for Fiend is they just win one round, immediately get snapped by Roy. They've made him angry, and for some reason Roy is having an absolute unbelievable game. 14-4.
I actually love that play in the last round too, because Fiend was spamming the smoke, and they just weren't expecting someone to get flashed through it. It's actually cool to flash through that smoke as someone's spamming, because they can't adjust in time. Can Red Star adjust in time with his AWP, though? He's got a really good position.
Yeah, he's got Dreamer in front of him as well, so even if he does get... Oh my god, well, he did have Dreamer in front of him. Only lives on in his dreams now as Red Star is alone. And unfortunately for him, unable to strike away with that AWP lethally. So, just going to start backing away. He's not too far off those wallbang shots, but none of them will connect. And for that, Fiend have lost a member, and are actually going to have to concede the ramp room as well. You can't stick around there comfortably. So, right now, Copenhagen Flames have won the initial engagements of this round and have the advantage.
They did use those same smokes early in this round without committing to Yard, but having the man advantage is probably a fair trade, and now they have the flashes into A, but the bomb isn't even committing here. It's going over towards ramp, which is wide open.
Yeah, they're going to start dropping down. Red Star tried to get there on time, but he just couldn't. He was too late to the party, and because of that, they're down to the B. Nikoda's holding down, and Victor is found as well. It's just Red Star. It's a 1 versus 4. It's not winnable here for the Opera. As tough as it might be to swallow, you have to save this gun. You have to go back into spawn and carry this AWP into the next one. The issue is, I don't even know if Copenhagen Flames are going to let him do that. They might try and eliminate him on the cross, and that's what's going to happen. Nika does have the read, limited the positions, and realized Red Star has to be near CT spawn. It won for Copenhagen Flames. For Fiend, it's a rough spot to be in because you have some money, but not really enough, and this is not looking like the most pretty of buys, but just so happens this was the same kind of buy they won their only round with.
This has just been such a fantastic T-side from Copenhagen Flames, though. And think of the variations they've had in their strategies. They've had a bunch of different rounds towards Yard. This time they fake the A play, which they haven't even gone for yet. So Fiend kind of fall for it all in, and then they just back off to ramp and find themselves a free push down to lower. And now in this round, they'll go back to something more standard. The Yard smoke's at the ready, but Red Star on the other side waiting with the AWP, and that might give Copenhagen Flames something to think about. It's so hard for that AWP to get out of the lower side of the map, though. So now that they know the AWP's there, they might just avoid him.
And you gotta know that's probably one of the biggest weapons in play. So you can just start taking this hell control. You have, once you take this area of the map, you can very easily go A or quickly down to B. Looks like you're the pressure in towards Rampo. The Deagle, a Dreamer. It's a double kill for him. And he wants a little bit more out of this Deagle. It's already given him so much, but he wants everything. And Victor, luckily, is able to trade out what Nico does has just done to his teammate. He's put himself in a 1 versus 3 clutch. It's winnable, but it's difficult. And Nico has to play this to perfection. He climbs across the railing for maximum cover, looks in the digits, and then a double door wide open. You did make the dink sound, but no damage really inflicted, and out the AWP, not the best weapon for that double kill, unfortunately. So with a good spacing, it's Fiend yet again. onto the board with a half bite. They might as well just do this every round, Hawker. It's cheaper and it's the only way it works.
Yeah, apparently more effective for them, strangely enough. Dreamer was in a pretty tough position there, because ramp was also open, but he just took that risk and realized it's likely going to be mostly players flanking me from yard after such a heavy presence was put there early. So he stands in the open in a slightly unexpected position, somehow able to get 2 kills with the Deeg from that spot, and then Fiend are able to turn that into a round win. So, like you said, positive that they win that round. Now let's see if they can actually win their first proper gun round, because they've got a good chance to do so.
Look at the passive hold this time from Copenhagen Flames, though, towards outside. I mean, there's still some players in spawn. You got Nikodas just holding for some outside aggression with that AWP. Looks like they want to go for a late round smoke execute towards outside, and that's what's going to happen. It's a deep smoke execute as well. Gonna try and get Nikodas into position. I like his patience and discipline to wait for the smokes to pop before actually going for the peak. Now the smokes are all laid down. It's a blanket of smokes on outside, and another kill for Nikodas added to the collection. He's now up to 10 kills, breaking double figures. For Copenhagen Flames, this slow, methodical approach so far has given them the advantage.
Huxey's got all the way up through yard too. I think he can flank into heaven, and that could make this A split so deadly.
And there goes Huxey. Waiting for the attack through hut and waiting for the timing to pop, and he will do that right over the top, saves his teammates from a nasty demise. It's just Bubble who's picked up something here for Fiend, the only kill in the round so far for the defense. And Dreamer has been found in the meantime by Yabi. And for Fiend, it's another one of those stories where, yes, you win a miraculous half-bite. When it comes to the gun rounds, it's still yet to post around. And that is going to be a 9th for Copenhagen Flames. Already giving themselves a fantastic half of Counter-Strike on the T side of Nuke. They're going to be feeling very comfortable heading into the second half at this point. And with the way things have gone, it really does feel like they're destined to win a few more rounds in this first half. What is it with Danes and Nuke, though? Come on. This is just unfair.
Oh, Huxey. Careful, buddy.
What are you doing?
He wants that AWP. He's not going to be able to keep it for his team, though.
Luckily, it didn't go in the hands of Han. That could have been a double-up setup, but it's money at least out for Fiend.
Yeah, money at least for them. The problem I think Fiend are having is Copenhagen Flames are just showing so many different variations on these rounds with those similar yard smokes that it's not like there's one adaptation you can make. Like, you can't just guarantee if you fight yard aggressively that you'll get good fights. Because in some of these rounds, Copenhagen Flames have everyone following the smokes, and now they're switching it up with a pace onto A.
Yeah, very quick round coming out, but Victor is held on. In fact, Victor nearly gets a 3k, but Siphon, he steals his thunder, a 3k for him. And the Danes are right back. They come back with a bite. And now they're looking to put that bomb down in the middle of the site. And for Fiend, a round win just feels a little too distant at this point. We'll see if they can get something here, but it might have to be that old familiar sting of the save call. Fiend have definitely had to their fair share of those so far here on Nuke. Red Star is hanging around though.
Oh, that nade might go slightly too far, but it does get the kill onto Xiphon. Time is so low here, though. How can they get onto the bomb in time? I don't even know if they can. They're trying to commit, but Red Star already realizes it's time to back away, and Dreamer won't be so lucky. Yabi takes him out. 10 rounds now for Copenhagen Flames. Another different round added to their playbook. This time, the fast push into the A site. And it's Xiphon, who's not normally a massive fragger for this team. He's their 4th highest rated player in the last 3 months, who gets those all-important trade kills onto the A site. And there seems to be something about Xiphon in this specific matchup, because in the last 2 series these teams have played against each other, he's top-fragged both of them for Copenhagen Flames. And he's not normally the kind of player who you'd expect to see top of the board. I also don't think he'll be top of the board here, because Roy seems uncatchable right now.
Roy's just had such a good start, hasn't he? He really has just started delivering numbers. I don't really see that often from Roy, you know. From when we used to commentate Roy back, I think it was a couple of years ago now, is the last time, unfortunately, that I've been in action casting Roy. He wasn't exactly, you know, the star standout player. I think maybe he overshadowed by some of the players he had on his teams back then, but this is great to see coming out of Roy.
Yeah, he was never given those roles, right? Because there were always players like Bubsky on his team who were given the real standout spots. But you can see he kind of is the focal point on this team, and he's showing us he can play that role.
And Dreamer, he's held off the Mac-10. Oh, they've got utility in hand. They didn't clear out ramp, they just ran out with nades in their hands. Luckily, Zyphon is able to trade that out. And for Fiend, well, it's a man advantage for them at the moment. Solid ramp start for Dreamer. Look at this HUC control as well. Fiend have actually been very solid in this round so far.
Happy to concede the ramp control because they feel like they can control the other areas of the map well enough. They have a player watching towards Hell. They have Han here down on the lower side of the map, but there's still so much utility for the Danes that could lock Han out of denying this bomb plant completely.
Oh, door open. Incendiary down into the middle of the site. Roy's actually just... Ah, okay. That makes things a little more inconvenient and uncomfortable, but I'll just get off the bomb plant for a second, and he's going to go right back to the same spot again, and yeah, that's a little too risky for me. Roy goes down through the smoke. Nico does at least getting a trade in, but it is still that advantage for Fiend. And these smokes aren't going to last forever. They are starting to fade away and already have done towards double door. The decon swings open and Bubble reveals himself a kill. Oh, what a flick up. Okay. Bubble's made up for his reactions earlier on with that flick.
I feel like Bubble lands those shots every now and then, where you're just like, wow, okay, that's a crazy flick. Has a couple of those flashy kills, but that's really all about Han doing an incredible job at delaying that bomb plant, because he was that only player on the lower side of the map. He realized that all he needed to do was delay the plant. Roy couldn't find a safe spot to get that bomb down. I don't know if the molly would have spread to the far side of Silo, but maybe he was just a bit scared that there could have been another player close by who was able to spam through the door. So no way for Roy to get that bomb down safely. That buys that bit of extra time for the rest of Fiend to get into position. And you see that helps them clean up the round. And Copenhagen Flames, despite only losing their third round there, aren't happy. They take a timeout ahead of this one.
Yeah, they want to get as many rounds squeezed out of this first half as possible. I'm loving that coming out of them. That mentality definitely will help them out moving forward. For Fiend, they can actually make something of this half. 2 rounds away from doing it. Flashes towards Hell for the peak for Zyphon, and actually he's going to start fighting towards Blue. Well, to stay alive, but eventually will be peaked by too many players. Red Star's AWP finds its first victim in round 14. But unfortunately for Fiend, they've already got down towards the lower bomb site here. The Danes have overrun the B site, and there's no one here to defend. Yabi's cutting off rotations towards outside. But it is that 3 versus 3, and Fiend have a real shot at the retake.
Yeah, and Copenhagen Flames had players fighting on the A site, which meant that Fiend took a little longer to realize, a little longer to react. The bomb's already ticking, and they're only now getting into position to start this retake.
And Hook sees angle. It's solid. It'll be difficult to clear out, and Roy, he continues to be the death machine. Another kill for him. Quickly silenced by Dreamer before he doubles up, and Hooksy, he thought he didn't get spotted, but he did. Dreamer doesn't miss a pixel. Another defuse starting to come through, but the time is ticking, and they needed the kill there. Yabi couldn't do it, and Fiend, they pull off the retake. They get 4 rounds, and that was not an easy one to pull off. But in the chaos, they managed to get onto it with a smoke onto the bomb. Defuse stolen away in the final dying embers. That's a much-needed 4th round for Fiend, and they've got it.
Nice patience from Fiend too to be able to win that retake. They realized that even though it was going to take them a long time to get into position and start to set up the retake, they were better off just taking that 10 seconds to set up the retake initially, to figure out exactly how they wanted to play it, and to be able to keep those nades late on. And now into the last round of the half, Copenhagen Flames have a mishmash of a buy with only one AK in there. They're currently set up outside of this A site. They may just want to pop, see if they can get some quick kills onto it.
Oh, good lineup here. Oh, the A1S, not often known for the spray downs. Nearly gets away with a 3K. Victor inside of the site looking to do more of the same. And it has been a very good shutdown so far. Just leaving Yabby all alone. And a 1 versus 3. And they know where he is. They're trying to get rid of him, but it's not going to be that easy. Yabby does not go down without a fight, but it's the Rafters walk up I'm worried about right now. Yabby has a player right above him, but he's actually got back into doorway. Problem is he doesn't have the bomb right now, so if he does want to get this round going his way, he eventually has to venture out into the A site anyway. And in doing so, will walk into a very tough angle. And he's going to jump, trying to draw them into the open. Does Yabby expect the Rafters angle? Actually, he spotted a shoulder. Didn't get the angle. Oh, and no way! He found another kill. 1 versus 1, and Red Star has enough. 10-5 half, just about stealing away that clutch. It's Red Star that gets a 5th round for Fiend on the board. Great half of Counter-Strike in the first half. Join us for the second for even more.
into my face. Tell me now why you want to wait. Running out of words you wanna say. I've been looking for you, looking for you, looking for you. the wolves are up. Hold on to what you found. Days are deceiving. My head is spinning round. Oh, I hear now. Yes, the wolves are up. I'm inside of our reality. Satellites singing serenade. Send out a signal, please remember me. Send out a signal, promise to me free. I'm losing sight of our reality. Satellites singing serenade. Send out a signal, please remember me. Send out a signal, promise to me free.
I stare and stumble into place. I've tried to build a home. I feel this world coming over me. The pressure makes me fold. If I stay locked in the headlights, but you
lost in flame. Open road and nomadic plans. I'm coming to get ya. I'm coming to get ya. I'ma bring it in the firefight. I'm coming to get ya. I'm coming to get ya. I'm the reaper in the dead of night. Lightning strikes in a quiet town. Bodies fall upon sacred ground. Burn the flag and a king is crowned. Coming to get ya. I'm coming, I'm coming. I'm coming to get ya. I'm coming to get ya. I'ma bring it in the firefight. I'm coming to get ya. I'm coming to get ya. I'm the reaper in the dead of night. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming to get ya. I'm coming to get ya. Bringing the firefight, baby. I'm coming to get ya. I'm coming to get ya. I'm burning you in the dead of night. Out of the shadows, I've come to make a name. Ready for battle, 'cause I got a throne to claim. Think that I'll crumble, I'll show you a mistake. Where you see me coming, better run for cover, 'cause I'm not slowing down, I'm never going under. I survived the pain, I know it made me stronger. So meet the monster. I got smoke clears, I'll still be on my feet. Forget all of my fears, cause I know my destiny. I feel a champion waking inside of me. It's set in motion, the legend's spoken. This is my moment. Can't break my focus, know where I'm going. This is my moment.
Faced myself in the mirror not so long ago, and I told me, do you know? I told me, do you know? All alone in your head, but you don't have to pretend that you will make a change, 'cause you don't wanna change. I'm gonna be real honest this time. I'm okay with it, I am more than fine. I'm gonna roll all less red dice now. Tell me I won't get out. Tell me I won't get out. I wanna walk the sky alone among the stars without forgetting who I was or have to look back that far. And I don't want to forget who, get who. And are you just fucking around in my mind one last time? I'm gonna be real honest this time. I'm okay with it, I am more than fine. I'm
fear in your eyes as we move through the dust. Nights turn into days, one by another. Under darkened skies, we await, bound to each other. But our spirits never die. Fighting as we push through the darkest times. I'll be there by your side. We arise when everything's breaking. Our souls will awaken. Our spirits never die. At the end of the line, the trust making them wish they were you. We've heard the most when it comes to this. Yeah, every shade of blue, but don't even care what they all say. They think we're out of control. Yeah, truth be told, we know it. It's just the way we live. We own it. Can't stop, we love the thrill. We know it. It's just the way we live. We're grown-up kids. Just the way we live.
Yeah, they done told me to be myself. So when I went and found myself, the ones who told me back then be true to who I am ain't think we was really gonna win. Now they watching us from the sidelines while we trying to victories like we in high tides. I'm getting my prize. Only thing my eyes is locked in on, 500,000 mine. I want it right now. Don't waste my time. Family in a penthouse with a view sky high. Blood, sweat, and tears bring water to my eyes. Cause a whole gang winning. I done gave my life. Odds low, but we did it, ain't we? And we always moving, never on the same thing. Now our lives are highlight reel. We like the thrill. This life's ideal. The hype is real.
We know it. It's just the way we live. We own it. Can't stop, we love the thrill. We know it. It's just the way we live. We're grown-up kids. It's just the way we live. We own it. Can't stop, we love the thrill. We know it. It's just the way we live. We're grown-up kids. We're grown-up kids. In the dark, stone cold, sinking deeper. We are here. We keep holding on, dusk till dawn. When the water rises, when the world burns down, we will stand together. We fight forever. We fight forever. We fight forever. Standing together. We fight forever.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, after that incredibly short halftime break. We're ready to get into the action. Thank you all for waiting. It was indeed, unfortunately, some tech issues. The Steam network went down for CSGO, so we had to wait till all of the players could get back on the server. So thankfully, we've got things going again. 10-5 for the Copenhagen Flames in the second half. Hawka has been looking good for them. We'll see if they can carry that momentum as we get back into the game.
Yeah, Fiend did win a couple of rounds towards the end of that first half, though. I know you might not remember it, but they got 3 rounds at the end there to at least give themselves 5. But now they could really do with this pistol round to have any realistic chance here on Nuke. And with how Copenhagen Flames have been playing, I'm not sure they want to allow it. Roy has pushed all the way through yards, so they've got a lot of early information on this play.
And Yabby just playing in towards Old Vent. Good peek out for the first headshot. Again, he has teammates still available. And another one now coming into play as well. Nico does. Just an immediate headshot swinging out of heaven. And the flank is there as well. It's all shut down and it's just Bubble. That is just pure decimation from Copenhagen Flames.
Well, that is not how Fiend planned that round out in that extended time they had to try and figure out what they wanted to do on the pistol. They've been completely shut down. And as soon as Roy pushes through yard, you're pretty certain it's quite likely to either be an A play or a ramp play. And as soon as you spot those players at door, you can have that fast rotation between ramp up to the A site. They had 3 players in position and the flank from Roy. There was just no way in for Fiend. They decided to take a save in this round. They want to get a gun round out as soon as possible. But right now, Copenhagen Flames look very likely to win their own map pick.
It's a great start into the second half, and of course you just want to come out with that kind of explosion. Because as you were saying, you know, we did have that huge break in between, and Fiend were just before that, getting themselves a few rounds, getting into the game for what felt like the first time. To be in a situation like this where you needed to try and continue that into the second half, Copenhagen Flames have come out looking much hotter. And for Fiend, in this round, you can't really expect too much. So these Glocks getting picked apart. It's going to be a moneymaker for Copenhagen Flames because they've got some of those MP9s still available as well.
It must have also been slightly frustrating for Copenhagen Flames to have that break. You know, players like Roy were killing it throughout that first half. But I'm glad to see they've just come back very strong into the second half. All their players looking on form. Bubble's really going for the fight, but the Deeg not going to win out this time round. Someone else's turn to try it. Victor will have a go with the Deagle, but again, it goes against him. Doesn't look like we'll even get any damage yet. Are they trying to kill him after time? They're not going to be able to.
Imagine the ultimate BM.
I mean, Hooksy just let him run past, weirdly, because he had the MP9. I thought he was just going to take the $600.
No, they wanted him to have no bucks. That's what you wanted. Still 12-5, though. Right now, we're looking at Copenhagen Flames just looking to try and take victory as quickly as possible and get us back on schedule. Fiend, though, they've got a Galil in play here for Harn. AK-47's out for the rest of the squad. This is an important round for Fiend. If they lose this round, Copenhagen Flames should be steering their direction to looking towards maybe 14 rounds on the board at that point. So, you know, you're looking at a real difficult comeback for Fiend, even at this point, but if you lose this round, it's starting to verge on impossible. Outside control has been taken here for Fiend with those outside smokes. Bubble relatively close inside of them.
Copenhagen Flames are definitely aware of those yard smokes, though. They used them themselves a few times on their T side. So you can see Nico Dodds fully focused on Garage. The ramp play has found success for Fiend, though. No one covering this as of yet on the Copenhagen Flames side. And in come the trades. Bubble has been snuffed out, but the ramp control for Fiend could net them some success as Nico Dodds isn't ready for them.
And they're running down in towards the lower site now, Fiend. They've got that man advantage. MP9 still lying in wait. It's Yappy with his MP9 control room window. Molotov's going to go through, and that's going to land in behind him. But Yappy's going forward, trying to get a lineup. He's trying to get 2 players out of this. He might just be able to do it, but Victor just about stays alive. I thought he was about to go down there, but has the better weapon. The AK does reign supreme. As Fiend now have the bomb site, the time will start to tick. It looks like Copenhagen Flames are deciding to concede this one. Fiend will win their round. An AK found by Hooksy. It won't be a bad save at all coming in for Copenhagen Flames. But for Fiend, it's a much-needed round win and one that they've got.
I am slightly surprised that the Danes got caught out like that, with Nico Dawes not being ready for the players pushed so far in hell. But Fiend did make sure that they got Bubble into that garage position. They got him in a spot where he was a threat, so Copenhagen Flames had to respond. They did so by putting a lot of players there, forcing the fight, trading him out. But because they rotated players over, they left other areas of the map weak. So that lurk for Fiend worked out really nicely. It got them the map control elsewhere that they were looking for. That was kind of a bonus round for the CTs, though. There were a couple of MP9s in play. Now we've got full rifles and an AWP in the hands of Nico Dawes. So this is where Copenhagen Flames will be looking to show their dominance that they've showed so far on this map.
Oh, okay, get wrecked, Nico Dawes. Victor just come in, straight up headbutted him. You know, we are all talking about DreamHack today. Victor has given me my favorite DreamHack moment ever, because he said a broadcast one time. He's very happy to be at the DreamHack, and just the way he said it was just so good. I absolutely loved it from Victor. I want to see those guys at more events. I'm very happy.
Something very pure about it.
Yeah, it's great.
Here at the DreamHack. Siphon this time has eyes focused on
well.
Pretty
incredible.
Hooksy. Yeah.
He's in a Nukes and Crannies in this corner. What will he see? He finds himself Victor again! Oh my god, he's just cracking skulls.
Oh, careful of Roy, though. He can definitely turn this round on its head. And Zyphon's position is one where they may run out not expecting him. He's put the molly down instead, though, to hold on. And Fiend remains somewhat undecided here. 33 seconds remaining. They may have to get a move on to get that bomb onto a site. And Han will help them get onto A.
Yeah, here comes the charge out, but Yabby waiting for it at the back of the site. Needs to hold on and immediately destroyed by Han on the peek out. They're so ready for this, and Fiend, they're starting to warm up now. This is looking good in their T side. It's hard to stop the Bulgarian bulldozer once it gets going. And Victor was the front man on those charges. Some of his headshots in this round have been utterly ridiculous. You thought Nico Dawes had a huge chance at the beginning of the round to walk away with a pick, but all he's seen was a split second of Victor and then death.
Well, the patience paid off there for Fiend again. I was kind of concerned that they may succumb to the time pressure, but with Han being on that flanking position, they were just waiting for him. They knew that he could come in and either force someone to turn around or just get the kill that made that site take much easier. Zyphon will be counting his lucky stars that he survives at the end there. Just about running out of time before that fight really comes into fruition. But for Copenhagen Flames, they will have to take a weaker investment into this round. Nico Dawes has some extra cash, but he probably wants to keep that for the AWP. So just buys a Deeg with all that extra money. It's really all about whether Zyphon can do anything with the AK in this one.
Yeah, he's got to make that really sing at this point. He's got to get the most out of it. Really loved Zyphon in that first half. I think he played pretty well. Had a lot of impactful moments. It's hard to pick up all of the pieces when your teammates are playing so well. Roy was just taking everybody out, but oh. Zyphon nearly had a chance there for the aggressive pick. Dreamer able to find Zyphon as well. He's cleaning up the rest. Now it's just pistols. Should be easy pickings for the rest of the round. Nico Dawes down the lower part of the bomb site at B. And at this point, Fiend realizing it's just about limiting the casualties. The rest of the squad don't really have too much to play out, so here goes Bubble. Actually going to lose his life, and that's an AK. Now picked up for Nico Dawes. That bomb is going down on the B site. They know where he is. But Nico Dawes could make this expensive. He could find a couple of players here. Force a few more rebuys going into the next round for Fiend. This is the only thing Nico Dawes will be able to do. I don't think he even gets out of this one alive. I don't think there's a way he does that now, but damage certainly a factor And Nikador is now up to 20 kills. Can he find more? He absolutely can. They're feeding the machine right now. And oh, just ripped away. Dreamer charging after him. They just went in one by one. And luckily, Dreamer is good enough to get the headshot. 4 kills in that round for him. He had enough. He wanted to clean it up.
Don't think the T-side economy will be coming into play too soon, but still doing damage can be relevant, and it gets him a bit of extra money. It also just shows the level of individual form on display.
Yeah. Also gets him warmed up after such a big pause after the first half.
Absolutely. And Nico does as an AWPer. This is not a bad opportunity to try and make a name for yourself as a Danish AWPer out there right now. There might be some teams looking out for a Danish sniper in the future. Maybe Astralis will be sniffing about.
South. They're looking for a whole team.
They're dead, mate. They're dead.
Maybe get the defibrillators out. Save him. Save MSL. I mean, someone has to realize, like, anybody who actually let that happen, someone has to realize that group of players just don't go well. It's not the name North. It is something to do with that team that doesn't work.
Yeah, a bit of a shame. They didn't really get to make a good go of it.
Well, at least they set themselves
quick.
up perfectly with the publicity, right? It's like the marketing is like, well, that went south pretty quickly.
Yeah. Ooh, hard.
Oh.
Nice fight on Yard.
Hooksy has been a little quiet so far. Hasn't really had to do as much, but he is in a pretty integral position on those A holds. If there are to be some top site hits, Hooksy should be seeing a little bit more impact in this round, or in this half, should I say.
Ooh.
And they're starting to pressure Zyphon, trying to get in towards ramp, and so far, so good from Zyphon on the whole. And now Hooksy has been pressured, not from one angle, from two, and now they know there's a player at the back of the site, and Red Star's found him as well. Fiend have got the 2-man advantage.
Zyphon finally fighting back, but only on the retreat. They're giving up on this round. And right now, Fiend are finding a lot of success through Yard. They're gaining that ground. They're getting kills there early. There was the earlier round where Bubble got all the way into Garage and got a 1-for-1 trade, drawing a lot of attention. Then in this round, Han just wins that first fight towards Yard, and you see that it stresses out those A players so much. That's 2 rounds now where the flank in through main towards the A site has been the difference maker. That's something that Copenhagen Flames will have to figure out in the future. Should be okay to save these guns. Nico does, takes the angle, falls back to safety, and he should survive, even getting another kill at the end there. That all will be saved. And I wouldn't mind seeing that sniper go towards Yard in one of these rounds. That could be a good way to stop some of these lurk plays, because in general, it's only 1 or 2 Fiend players going over towards Yard. So if you take that fight with an AWP, you can be pretty happy that you've got a good chance of winning it.
Outside smoke's going up. And Bubble's running with them. He's running right down in towards Secret. And there isn't any resistance to be met anywhere near here up until this point. Roy, not much resistance at all. Just gets taken out of play immediately. Bubble backhands him. And now we're looking at 10 rounds likely for Fiend. Zyphon with a good headshot. Dreamer will make sure that it isn't really impacting too much on the round. Yabby and Nikodor as the 2 remaining players. And there is an AWP in the hands of Nikodor, so it's likely just to want to be the save call for him. He has to be careful because the player is relatively close on ramp. Yabby's going to pass that information on. He's taking one, and there goes the AWP. So it is just this 5-7 in play now for Copenhagen Flames. So at this point, if you're Yabby, you go and try and find a better gun. You try and do some damage, or at least try and save that into the next one. That AWP, though, that's going to be missed in the next round here for Copenhagen Flames. Yabby, oh, he's going to find himself an AWP, but on the receiving end of it, Red Star taking the 10th round for Fiend. They've got back into this so quickly, Hawker. Feels like a blink of an eye and they're right up here.
And we have a game on our hands now. Despite Copenhagen Flames winning the second half pistol, Fiend have been able to put together 5 rounds in a row to bring us back to an even, or rather close scoreline. It's not even yet, but Fiend are working on it. I expect we'll see Copenhagen Flames start to adapt to some of these Yard plays at some point. In this round, they have got the AWP focused on Yard, but playing from a fairly far back position. And yet again, it's just that one-player Bubble lurking at Yard, while everyone else from Fiend is sitting inside. And Bubble will be able to gain that same ground in towards Garage.
And Nikodos is aware of that, but couldn't quite find the angle. He's worried about it. He had the wide angle, and now re-peeking into it is never really a good idea. Siphon yet again. He has been tested a few times in towards ramp, but he's generally been pretty solid and good at holding down this position. But here they come. They're going to pressure him yet again, and oh, they have no idea. Victor was looking for the box boost, and Siphon eventually will get traded out. Dreamer pretty quick on that reply as well. Copenhagen Flames have some map control, but losing that ramp allows an avenue for Fiend to get down to the lower site, and Bubble is a real nuisance in this spot.
Oh, he's got to be done for, though, right? Roy is fully aware that Bubble was here, and he's just sitting. He knows that Bubble has to be somewhere, and he's finally going to figure it out. Rewarded for the patience with a kill that was harder to get than it should have been. That bomb's coming down to B. Gabby trying to force the fight, and he wins it. 4v2 for Copenhagen Flames. A great chance to retake.
Oh, Roy. He's starting to come into his own now in the second half. Went a little quiet for a moment, but he is back with a bang, and now Harn in the 1 versus 3. He is shut out. The assassin strikes again. Roy with a clinical headshot, and 13 rounds for Copenhagen Flames. The win streak, the rounds in a row, they've all come to a close for Fiend. But because they have won so many rounds in a row, Holka, they have so much money available to them. Dreamer has 9k right now. Harn has just under 7k. Red Star with 12,000. They can drop so many weapons. So it's going to be a buy here for Fiend, and a second tactical timeout being used.
Oh, and we saw the adaptation from the CTs in that round. It wasn't really by fighting aggressively towards Yard. It was honestly more about the CTs just being willing to give up that ground. They basically said, okay, if you're going to lurk towards Yard in all these rounds, if you're just going to send one player there, we're going to let you do that, and we're going to take ground in other positions, make sure we hold our other spots successfully. Roy was even able to push all the way through to get into the back lines. Nice switch up there to win them around, but now we've got to see if Fiend themselves have got more tricks up their sleeve. They've looked solid so far on this T side of Nuke. Only 3 rounds behind. It is still a competitive game here. Early smokes being set up towards Yard yet again. Fiend will just take a little bit of time before deploying those.
Utility tossed towards outside, but no one running with it. Fiend not sending players towards outside with the smokes this time. It's all a ruse. Instead, they're going to stay inside and look for an attack into this A-bomb site. It's time to pressure the defense here. A re-smoke has come down towards Squeaky Door, though. And the clock will start to ring out. Fiend have to realize those smokes will start to fade away, but they're hoping that Copenhagen Flames don't have a player at secret.
I think they might have missed one of their Yard smokes too. Because Roy rotated away from Yard. Nikodos was watching with the AWP, and now this A stack looks pretty strong.
Yeah, that's worrying, because now they know, and it's going to be an attack on in. Through the hut it goes. Hooksy finally pressured for the first time, and he is going to burn. The Molotov trickled on down from the top of hut. And Red Star's turn. They snap back, they turn it back into the ramp, knowing that the A site have been foiled. And it's not clinical enough, but they're down on the B site. Rotation has already been made. Yabby's down there and waiting for them. Dreamer with a great read to fight into hell, and that bomb will get planted. Fiend have the man advantage, and they're following up upon it. It's just Nikodos left alone. He has the open hand, but no real shot at winning this round. It's going to be the back away. It's going to be the save. And Fiend will take 11 rounds. What an absolute turnaround when they realized that the game was up. The jig was up on the A attack. Let's just charge down ramp.
Yeah, it works out for them. And I am slightly surprised that Xiphon is committing so heavily to some of these fights towards ramp. In almost every round, it seems as though he wants to just fully fight out in the open. And that's a round where if he just drops down to B, he could have maybe just caught them in transition in that ramp spot. The rotate of Roy was arriving. Could have become much more uncomfortable for Fiend, but getting that kill gives them much easier access to the B site. And Fiend have found that in a couple of rounds now. They've got that ramp kill, and they've got themselves quickly down to the lower side of the map. And Copenhagen Flames realize this is starting to slip away from them. Just a 2-round lead, and their money into this round is far from ideal. They don't quite have enough to get a perfect buy across the board, but with that saved AWP, I think they are happy to go ahead and buy up. HooXi will have to take the sacrifice. I like they've taken the time out here, but it has come pretty close at this point. They've got to make sure they can make it work.
Yeah, Copenhagen Flames are going to be really frustrated at this point because they had such a good first half. It's always kind of considered to be smooth sailing once you have such a strong T side. But Fiend has just been a machine on this T side themselves. You got to hand it to them. There's been some great, simple Counter-Strike coming out of them, and it's been solid so far.
I wonder if it's time for Nico Doz to get a bit more aggressive at some point. He's been pretty passive with the AWP so far. Looks like he's playing passive again, this time with a chance. And oh, he's been shut down by Victor. One missed shot and he's done for.
Victor is on the prowl right now. He has just been doing some ridiculous things. Zyphon's going to be holding top ramp and he looks back in. Bubble down and out. 4 versus 4. And Han's going to start moving forward into Roy. His A1S ready and prime, but it's not going to be a kill. Finally gets something out of it. It looked for a moment he wasn't going to grab a single thing. And Dreamer starts his flank down the ramp. Zyphon hiding in at Cubby. Just waiting for Dreamer to come on through as HooXi picks up Dreamer's kill. It's now a 2 versus 3 as Fiend now behind on the player count. We've really got to figure out how they get back into the site. That is ridiculous. 1 of his 9 kills is that. That is just filthy.
Massive play from HooXi in this round too, because you saw that Zyphon was about to be pushed from both sides. They even had mollies, which they might have used to his position, but because HooXi gets that flank, that means Zyphon doesn't even have to take the fights, and Victor has to just try and make the Hail Mary play back up to A.
Here goes
so
Victor.
Many angles.
Yeah, but Victor's been insane, but this is... yeah, you don't check this, surely. No, he does! He turns around! He gets the headshot, and now there's a chance for the ace clutch. Victor looking to do it all. Smoke's gonna go down to Vent to try and isolate one of these fights. They're gonna go together. This is the smart play here for Copenhagen Flames. Group up in secret, charge into the machine that is Victor. He looks to break your bones. That will be all that's left as Victor looks for the ace clutch, just about denied. Through the side of the hut, it's HooXi with enough damage. And around for Copenhagen Flames as they go to 14, but Victor, my god, was he close to picking that up, Holka.
Would have been the ace too. Would have been the ace if he got it. Such a good effort from Victor. I'm surprised the player on the A site actually tucked into Old Vent there. Initially, he was holding that slightly wider angle, which probably would have worked because Victor would have been looking towards door, but he decided to play it safer. That almost ended up costing them because Victor was able to get that bomb down. I like that Victor tried to get that early kill too in the post plant. He knew it was a 1v2, so he went searching for that frag, but unfortunately couldn't get it. Copenhagen Flames with good spacing to get the trade up to 14 rounds. And Fiend straight back to Yard. This time not as a fake though. They've got backup in this position. Oh, they're running into Roy, though.
Oh, Roy, he's looking for 30. 28 now. Two away from that 30 bomb, and it's confident, and he's ready for it. Roy gets 3 kills. It's 30 kills for him now locked in. And Dreamer in the 1 versus 5 has no idea what he must do. Does he save? But there's a minute left. Does he try to win the round? But there's 5 players alive. You know, there's not a very favorable situation here for Dreamer. I do not envy his position whatsoever. And he starts to move forward towards outside, giving away his position with the useless taps in towards Gary's. There's absolutely nothing being pulled out of this one. Dreamer sees the bomb, he sees the prize in front of him, but it's so far away. Zyphon from up on above heaven and will find himself 15. Map point finally for Copenhagen Flames. It's been a long time, Hawker. Maybe like I don't even remember what time we started today. I'll try to tell you guys what it was. Maybe 5:30 CEST we started.
Yes.
It is currently 20 minutes past 7. So this has been an incredibly long first map, and Copenhagen Flames are finally on map point. Will it be done here as Fiend have an investment?
That was such a nice hold from Roy in that last round, though. Just touching back on that, I love the slightly wider angle he takes, because you see that Fiend are focused on the cross. Because they're crossing through yard when Roy is taking that fight, they're kind of having to look at the smokes as well and at other angles. So Roy does a really good job at catching them off guard, and then he completely destroyed their spacing, turning it into 1v1s, and now they've got a great chance to close. Zyphon fighting to the death on ramp. He's got 2 kills for his troubles, and that has put them in a perfect position to close out this map.
Victor and Red Star have to do the difficult task of a 2 versus 4. Victor came close to winning the 1v5 in the previous. Well, not so much the 1v5, but the huge clutch nonetheless. Let's see if he could do it this time. Victor, nothing. Red Star having to do it now. He's found himself 1 quick kill. That's 2 in the round, but hard to see where he goes from here. Stuck in CT spawn with the bomb in his back. Even tries to enter through heaven. There's a player watching for that. Hooksy has the main covered, and Red Star, if it goes down to B, you've got Yabby down there. Everything is covered off right now for Copenhagen Flames. Red Star would have to individually duel each of these players, and being on 15 HP, it is unlikely he would come out on top. Window covering off Yabby's position for the meantime. Red Star starts his descent down in towards this B site. So many angles to clear, and right, his back turned. It's Yabby that takes him down. 16-11 win for Copenhagen Flames.